Hi, I am Jacob Wagner. In this video, I will show you how to work with custom properties. So here we have this linear cloner with 10 clones in it, and we also have a plane effector, essentially doing nothing right now. As I told you in the other videos, if we want to affect position, we need to switch on position. And we could also switch on scale or rotation or any of the other 8 basic properties here. But what if we want to use some other properties than the basic ones? That's what the last 2 buttons down here are for. So if I enable this layer here, you can see the original layer that I've cloned into all the other ones. And if I unfold it and unfold the contents, you can see that it has a trim path, and the trim path has an end property. I can turn that down or up in order to control the trim of the circle. If I want to control that using this plane effector, all I need to do is to make sure I select it down here. So I could select the start or the end. So now it's marked with this light gray marker, and I simply click Add Property. Once I do that, the effector will get one more setting. In this case, it's called prop1: end. And by turning this up, or in this case, I actually have to turn it down, of course, I can control the trim now of all the circles in the clone system. But even better, I can also use a fall off. So let's put in a linear fall off and make it a little bit wider. And you can see now by dragging the effector with the fall off on top of them, I am animating the trim path. If I set this always all the way down to -100, we can now make those circles appear or disappear when dragging the effector with the fall off on top of them. So this enables you to do very customized animation with your clones, because pretty much any parameter or property you have on your layer in After Effects can be animated using the effectors and the fall-offs. So what if I wanted to animate something like the blur, for instance? If we look at the circle, it has no effects on it. If I want to animate the blur, of course I need to apply the blur first. So I will right-click on the original layer, go into Effects and Blur and Sharpen, and select Gaussian Blur. As you can see now, the original layer will get this blur that I can turn up, and the original layer is going to be blurred. So that's up to now completely basic After Effects. Let's put it down to 0. If I was to select this blurriness now and click the Add Property, nothing would happen to my clones, because the clones doesn't have this blurriness Gaussian blur effect yet. But if I select the circle that I have up here, which does have the Gaussian blur, and I click Use Selected Layers, now they're all gonna have the Gaussian blur. The Gaussian blur is turned down all the way to 0, so we can't really see it, but they do have it. And now I can select the blurriness property, click Add Property, and you can see it now adds a second property called blurriness. I can crank that up, and you can see that we now get in the blurriness. I could also set end back to 0, and we will now be controlling only the blurriness. If I do set the end to -100, we're gonna get this very nice dissolve animation of the clone. Right, so the last button, remove property, is obviously for if you want to remove the properties again. It might be tempting to select the blurriness up here and click remove property, but that's not how it's done. You actually have to select it down at the original layer. So select the blurriness property, click remove property, and it's gonna be removed. So both add property and remove property, they work the same way. You have to select the property on the original layer, click add or remove, and you're going to add or remove it. So that's pretty much how the custom properties works. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.